Good morning, Tony. Good morning, QBF. What is the market gonna do to us today? What is the market gonna do for us today? Am I right? Mr. Trader Mick has joined the chat. Good morning. How are you guys? How's everybody doing today? I woke up this morning and I'm like, I am excited to go kick some butt on the trading chart. Let's do it. Let's do it. So traded a little bit last night on the live stream. Sucked. The very first trade I took was a pretty good size loss right off the bat. That was not fun, but it happens. It's life. I made most of it back up here. Just a couple trades. Just taking it real easy. What we're looking at here is my 3-minute chart. I've got my 3-minute alerts on for the buy-sell signals, and then I've got my 5-minute chart open for scalp. So this 5-minute scalp right here worked out really well. I waited till across the 200, and then I shot for this next resistance like we typically do. And it was a beautiful trade. We were in profit almost instantly. So that was a sweet little trade to start things off. That's great. Really, really good. Let me go get my Red Bull and got me some donuts and came back, and I was in profit and done. That was great. I love it. I love it. I love it. Can you hear me now? Let's do a mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check. I got a new headset yesterday, so let me know. Let me know. Audio low. Okay, how about now, guys? How about now? How about now? How about now, guys? I bumped it up a little bit. In my headset, it sounds lots better, but... Oh, you know what? Let me check something. I forgot about that. Yeah, there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Mr. Trader Mick says good audio. Tony B says good there. Everybody hear me okay now? I got a new headset, and it sounds really good in my ears, but what you tell me is what I need to know. So thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. Stream did a lot better yesterday, lot better yesterday and last night. That other day when I spent the time doing the tech work, that was well worth it. So I want this to be good. I want you guys to see the screen, have it be clear, visible, understanding, not blurry and buffering all the time, and then obviously have a good, clear audio. It's kind of important. So good thing I have a nice little office here. It's pretty quiet. This time of the day, not much going on at my place. So yeah, great. Really amazing. Dan, you the man? How you doing? Good morning. Thank you all for being here. This little community that we're getting is pretty cool. Adam, good morning. Salute, salute, salute. Yeah, you guys are awesome. I appreciate your support. It's fun being with you, and it's fun kicking butt on the charts. That's what we're here to do. That's what we're here to do. So I don't know if you guys followed Patrick Weiland and the things that are going on with his channel. He's got Alpine Trader and Nutty Bar on there with him. We were talking about that last night. Let's just kind of... That is not what I wanted. It's like some Indian television show. That's not what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. Let's see. I just want to kind of poke in there and see what's happening. Wouldn't that be something if Nutty Bars was wipe the floor with them? Wouldn't that be something?
Ruben asks, why didn't you take profit there? Hey, that's always the famous last words, right? Why didn't you take profit? Like if it would have went to 140 and you took profit at the fucking hundreds,
This guy's Alpine. I don't really know him that much. I don't really do much with him. I know Patrick. I actually bought. He's the one got me turned on to Top Step like a year and a half ago. He was a big Top Step affiliate. And then good old Nutty. I've been talking to him for a while. I've been following his chat for about the same amount of time. I'm gonna kind of leave this going. I'm just curious how this is gonna go for the day. Like I say, it would be kind of funny if Nutty just wiped the floor with them, but we'll see. We shall see. So, how's everybody doing today? Let's check off first, everybody. How's everybody doing? While we're talking and seeing what's happening here, I'm gonna kind of just open my chart here. I got the MES open. I changed the contract to the June contract. Yesterday when I was doing some trades, the fees and the slippage was kind of crazy, and so I went to the June contract. It looks like there's a little bit better liquidity on there, so we're going to shoot that today. The fees on this trade were about half what the other two trades I did yesterday were, so you got to pay attention to that so you don't get feed to death, you know what I'm saying? So, here's our 1 hour chart, guys. This candle here in about 5 minutes is going to break over the 21 and the 200. So I would say we're going to set up for a pretty decent uptrend today. This resistance, man, we're just pegging that resistance right there. Look at that. Like we are literally right there. So if this pegs that and is able to break free from here, and I'm just thinking out loud as I'm showing you this here, and we're talking. We've got a long ways to go till up here, right? I just want to back up on the daily a little bit too, because if I remember right, we are way, way down on the daily. Yeah, we're way, way down. So, you know, we're still down in the daily technically until we get past this 200, but there's that gap I just showed you on the 1 hour. That's about this distance right here. So this distance is what we were just looking at on the 1 hour. Now, do we have enough volume and enough things going on today that we can get that? I know Feds didn't raise rates, and the unemployment rate numbers were better than they thought. Is that enough to push our market that high, or are we just going to kind of float? We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. Good morning, Brett. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Dean, Lou, KY, good morning. Thanks again for being here. You guys are awesome. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. Looking at our 3-minute chart. Hadn't had any signals since I've been. I just started about 45 minutes ago. Had to run an errand real quick before I could do the stream. So haven't seen a signal on 3-minute. I'm just going to kind of watch the 3-minute chart and 5-minute chart today. Maybe I'll do a little bit of gold. Gold makes me mad. So, yeah, we just get doing good. And then it just says nope. This sell looks like was earlier today. Yeah, that one, you could have got a real small good scalp right there. That would have been a good one. But yesterday I did this one, and I lost big time. I mean, I shut it off at a good point, and I watched it, and it sometimes it happens. You know, the thing is, too, I was looking at it. I went 8 in a row, you know, not on that exact same count, so that's why it sucked, because I did finally get a loss towards the beginning of this account, and I traded on my demo all day and had like 6 in a row. You know what I mean? So if I'd had all those wins and then that loss, I probably still would be profitable. It still would have been up, not down. So, geez. Look at his chat going. How many people are watching? 5,571 people watching this showdown. Wow. Wow-wee wow. Wow-wee wow. Okay, so, Cyclonic joined. All right, how you doing, man? Good morning. Erica, hi, good morning. You found me today. Good deal. You're here. Good. Are you using signals now? I do both, Erica. So the 3 minute, I leave those signals on, and I just kind of will. So as I'm going through the day, I'll scalp and I'll swing at the same time. So some days I get really good scalps in. Like yesterday, I don't know, you weren't here, but yesterday we did. I had my demo account open, and I got like 6 in a row on those 3 minute signals. It was a great day. And then last night when I streamed, the very first signal I took was a pretty good loss. And that was, I had switched to my first, that was like the second or third trade on my funded account, the new 50K my funded futures I got. So that kind of sucked. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, Tony, we were getting, we did really good on that MES signal beforehand, didn't we? That was a great signal. It was kind of weird how your chart and my chart weren't quite the same, and that's when I started looking at the contract. So I switched to the June contract, so mine will probably be identical to that or very, very close. That is a difference, too, between brokers. Sometimes you get a little bit different. That might affect you one candle or so. Or maybe it'll be really close. Maybe it'll be a little bit off. You know what I mean? That's probably what it was. But I switched to that June contract, too, because the liquidity looks a little bit better. The fees weren't, this trade right here, the fees weren't near as bad, so... Sometimes you don't get filled too. When you're on like the wrong contract, you'll try to do a trade and it won't fill you because nobody's filling that order. There's not enough liquidity to fill the order, so nobody's on that contract. But earlier he had 7K. Are you talking about Nutty? You talking about Nutty on that live stream? I just kind of left it on there. That was like a 7-hour live stream they did yesterday. That's insane. That's insane. Yeah, that's insane. Leprechaun got me too. Especially, that's gold. He stole the gold. That little bugger. So yeah, 3 minute. Let's see, 5 minute. Kind of poking this resistance pretty good. Let's see what happens here. I haven't done anything with NQ lately. I did just do a real small scalp this morning. So I'm just going to take a look and see. I changed the NQ to the June contract too, in case I do end up doing a trade. Yeah, very similar. Okay, so we just changed the candle for the hour. There's a resistance right there. And a pretty good gap, just like ES. So, be interesting to see what happens. If we can break these resistances, then we got some ways to fly. You know? See if the 3 minutes got any signals today. I don't think so. Do not think we've got any signals, but let me look. Man, that's kind of choppy, huh? Look at this. Look at all these supports and resistance. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's crazy. You see that? It's like we might just be in here all day. If they can break this, it might just bounce. Might ping pong. Might be a ping pong day. Ping pong day. Do. Boom. Kind of same story on MES. Yeah, quite a bit. Really strong supports down here. Jeez. Yeah, we might be stuck. This could be just a range day, guys. We may just be boom, boom, boom here all day. I'm not sure if it can break that. I mean, the positive thing is the 1 hour candle did go green and past the levels we were talking about, so it's above the EMAs now. Yes, Tony. The red line is the 200 EMA. Yep, it sure is. It sure is. Let's see. 200 blast. I think a lot of what today's going to look like depends on the next hour or two. You know, if we get a decent push up and we can break these levels here, we can break these and then test these levels. We might get clear up to here. I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I want to look on the 1 hour because I think that's why this is so important to do every day, guys. Very first thing, kind of get your levels lined out. You know what I mean? Look at what you're looking at before you even get started trading, and then just kind of have that in the back of your mind. That's worked so good for me. That's really been that was kind of a game changer when I started learning how to plot like that. 840. So the next resistance up is 846, 845. Okay. I bet you that's that second line up. Yeah, I thought so. So that 1 hour resistance is right here. So I try to match them up with what because every time frame is going to show a little bit different resistance support. So just try to line it up with your 1 hour here. So I'm going to put a level right here. That's just kind of a mental note of where I think the absolute high for today would be, and it all depends on how the next hour or two goes, really. I mean, that's going to be the thing. Hey, there's my A friend, Andre. What's happening? Good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning. I got a new headset yesterday. It sounds really good in here. This actually sounds probably the best I've ever had it set up, actually, as far as clarity and just no background noise. And it doesn't sound like, it's so crazy. This little mic I have, these Yetis have so many features that come with them. But if you back up like literally 3 or 4 inches, it sounds like you're 10 feet away. It's got this little teeny bubble that it records in. It's kind of wild. But when you're this close, it sounds like you're on the radio or something. In my headset, it sounds good. Sounds really good. Sounds real good. So, okay. So, yeah, that's kind of our levels. I'd put this level up here. If we continue to go up, like I say, the 1 hour just signaled literally 5 minutes ago. It signaled signal is now in a buy pattern. It's crossed our levels. The candles are green. We're at a triple G right now on 1 hour. So that's kind of defined my overall bias. And now the price down here on the slower time frame on the 5 minute, we're above the 200. We're above the 21. So I'm only looking for buys, right? My RSI is still above 12. We're at 18 right now. And we've got our alerts set. So if it drops down to 0 or goes to negative and then goes back up to 12, we want to get on board with that momentum. So this RSI indicator does that. When you get to 12 and then it starts growing, it just grows from there. I mean, that's almost every single time. It's super, super powerful. It's pretty rare you see stuff like this. It'll cross the 12 and then dip back down. It's pretty rare it does that. I mean, it does, but it's pretty rare. So, and usually when you have a zero line cross, is where basically it just turns from bulls to bears, right? When you have a zero line cross and it breaks over one of those two lines, then you've got buyers or sellers that are pushing the price, and so you want to jump in with them. So we're just boarding the train with them, We're getting on that money train. That's what it is. We're getting on that money train. So I'm a momentum trader. I like that. I try not to have, I like to know what my bias should be looking like, but I want to jump in with everybody else. And this system really helps you with that. And the simple market metrics, I love how the candles, I love the background. I love the candle colors. I love the white dots too. I actually watch those quite a bit. And not that it's really helpful per se, but it does kind of tell the story. So like, just looking at this right here, increase, and then stayed about the same, and then increased again, and then stayed about the same, and now we're kind of staying about the same. So I use my cursor quite a bit, and I'll take that line, and then I'll kind of see how things are lining up. So like I've talked before, this profit wave here, I've noticed so many times, anytime the price will dip back into this, we still have our bias established. So we're not thinking about selling because it's dipping into here. We're thinking about what it could bounce off of. So this is a pretty good retracement, and a lot of people look for retracements for their entries. So, that profit wave, you can go back in history and see so many times when the price dipped into that profit wave, and it was an excellent place for an order because it just, the next 2 or 3 candles, it really goes the other way. I've seen that hundreds of times. Hundreds and hundreds of times. Good morning, PJ. Thanks for being here. Good morning. Let's get some good trades in today. How about that? I'd love nothing more than we have a good solid day. I hit my daily profit trigger and we can all go and do something else. That would be awesome. We walk away winners. That'd be great. And happy that it worked out like that, But yeah, this profit wave is, I watch this pretty close too. So I'm just looking, the chart just tells you the story. There's so many people that they get so hyper focused on one indicator. Like they're like, what EMA do you use? Or can you just trade off the RSI, or can you trade off just the green to red? The green to red does not work that good. I mean, last night was a good example. It was all green. I got a signal to buy. Literally, the second I clicked buy, it went all the way against us, and it went like 15, 20 minutes, just sink, but everything was still green. It all was still green. It was even still green RSI, and then when it clicked over is when I took my exit. So I was hoping we would kind of bounce off that profit wave, but it was pretty flat, and we just clicked over, and then it sunk hard. It sunk really hard. Let's look at that. Yeah, this was last night. This was after that trade. It just douche. Went down even further, went down way, way down. And now we're coming back up. So I thought I had 5-minute alerts on for gold. I have set them, I just didn't turn them on. Oh, that's the buy and sell signals, yeah. So I'm going to turn those on, and that'll kind of tell me, too, to look at the chart when things are starting to turn around on us, right? I love these signals for that, too. Not only is it a good little scout, but it's a lot of times it's the beginning of things turning around for us. Excuse me. Andre, why didn't I get a buy signal on bottom of gold? Are you talking about gold? Well, I think we were talking about this yesterday. You have your set different than mine. I've got the chop filter and the MA filter on, so I'm not going to get a buy signal if it's under the 200 EMA, and I won't get a sell signal if it's above the 200 EMA. No, with 2 O's on ES 5-minute. Let's see. I haven't got a buy signal. Yeah, I haven't got a buy signal yet so far on ES at all, on 3-minute or 5-minute. I've got them turned on. I just haven't got one yet. Yeah, so it's all turned on ready, but I haven't got one yet. Haven't got one yet. So I want to look at something here while we're talking about gold. Yeah, so this is where I entered. I got my 3-minute signal on this little spike right here, and then it just sunk. It went really far down. So I waited till the metrics told me to get out. I took my $380 loss. It's all good. I was only aiming for like $90. So, but like I said, that was like the 7th or 8th trade in a row that I won, and then I had that one. So it's all good. I've almost got it back. You can see we're back to break even. I haven't even had this account 24 hours yet, so we'll be good. We're good. Yeah, but you, Andre, I think we were talking about this yesterday. Don't you have yours? You have your chop filters off and everything. You set yours up a little different than mine. So if we go in here and change that, if we take the chop filter off, I'm pretty sure I'll get a signal. Also, what broker are you with? Who are you trading with? It might be just a difference between the brokers. And what contract? I'm on the June contract for MES. It changed it. It didn't give us one. That's crazy. Unless it's still thinking. Yeah, it looks like it's still thinking. So it's kind of interesting, it's kind of interesting to point that out because you guys, whatever your trading platform is, if you're on a demo, if you're on a live account, if you're using one of the prop firms, they're all going to have, there could be some variation there. I mean, we've got the exact same settings, but your broker feed's going to be slightly different. You know what I mean? So we're not all going to get in exactly the same spot. We should be close. I'd imagine it'd be really close. Like last night, Tony B and I were trading, and well, that's exactly what happened. Tony got his signal like 3 minutes before I did. So I just jumped in. I jumped in when he did, and I got out a little bit sooner than he did because my signal came like 3 minutes later. So, Dorson, good morning. Good morning, Dorson. Jeff Carpenter, good morning. Back from vacation. All right. How was Florida? Good? Good. Did you go hang out with these guys? Should have went down there and traded with these guys. Show them how it's done. Wow, Nutty's looking good today. Maybe he had to go. I bet he went to the closet to take a phone call. I'll bet you money that's what he did. Good morning, Corey. How are you doing, man? How are you? Groovy. On the June contract for NQ as well, guys. MNQ. This is my least favorite thing to trade. I'll be right honest with you. Oh, okay. Yeah. There was a buy signal there earlier. That's with the chop filter on. But I didn't get one for ES. That's interesting. So Andre, you're saying that on the 5-minute chart you got an ES signal for buy today already in this area here? Because 3-minute, 5-minute, I didn't get one. Let's see if I got one in 2-minute. Yeah, I haven't got one at all on ES today. That's kind of weird. NQ did. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, I see it, Jeff. Yeah, I see it, Jeff. No, I was looking at the girl. That's where Nutty was sitting, and then I turned back to it, and there's a girl sitting there now. I was like, what? Danny Trades. I haven't seen much about Danny Trades other than the drama he got into with Patrick. Todd, that there isn't a general rule with my stream. Unfortunately, I have so much going on in life. There's some days I can start earlier than others, but it's day to day. Unfortunately, if I had more stability in my life, then I could probably set premieres every day and everybody'd be able to see when I can start. But sometimes it's just not possible. Sometimes it's just not possible. So Jeff, do you use these signals without the MA filter? You and Andre, you guys have been using it like that. Do you leave the chop filter on or off? I've always just traded with the MA filter on, so I'm just kind of just trend trading at that point. I get less signals, I'm sure, but You bet, Todd. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here, man. I'm just curious. Just curious, Andre and Jeff. You leave both off, huh? I played with that a little bit back in the day, but I haven't done much with it lately. If I remember right, it gives you tons of signals. Yeah, you can change it to like the 21. Jeff, you leave the chop filter on, huh? I feel like the chop filter is awesome. I think, like what that just changed. That's why I like the chop filter. I've always just used that. I love the chop filter. I don't think I would try it without the chop filter, in my opinion. Especially like on NQ, you're just gonna get like you'll get like a buy and sell signal in the same candle. You can be like, okay, I don't know what to do with that. So great. Yeah, so this buy here, I just waited till across the 200, and then I just checked everything out and went for it. So, but if I'd had that MA filter off, I got a signal 15 minutes earlier. So Jeff and Andre, are you guys just trading these buy and sell signals? Are you actually using the take profit too, or are you just trading like trying to use it like green to red? So sell here and then wait till you get a buy and vice versa. It seems like that. Watching Justin's videos, that when he does his looks like this, he gets the signal and then he'll just trade. He'll just leave it. He'll just get a signal and just leave it. He doesn't use the take profit thing. He'll just ride that bad boy. You know what I mean? You're probably right, Todd. I thought something very similar. I was actually, one day I took and I just added some EMAs, and I think the very, very edge of it was like a 7 EMA, and then the bottom of it's this white one's 21, and it almost lines up perfect with the bottom of it. So yeah, you think you're right on the money with that, Todd. I think that's exactly what you got going on. But yeah, I did a 7 EMA, and it was almost exactly with the edge of this. So this is just like you said, it's like a 7 and then a 15 and a 21 or something like that. Yeah, I probably do too, to be honest with you, Jeff. I feel like overall consistent best numbers, best gains, best trading. That's probably how I do the best too, is with the 5-minute swing. I think I do the best there. I mean, you'll set your RSI signals. I would have got this. I wasn't trading back in here. I literally got started late today, so I was like right here when I first clicked on, or maybe this candle here. But had I been here when I normally am, I'd have got this signal. Like right here, I'd have got my RSI signal, and it's seriously lined up with the buy signal that Metrics gave you. And then just rode that bad boy, and we'd be up here now. It'd be a pretty good trade already. I'll leave that MA filter off for just a bit. I've always used the MA filter. I'm just a trend trader at heart, so that just comes natural for me. But let's leave it off for a bit. I'm okay with that. I'm kind of curious to see what we're gonna get signal wise. Yeah, the 3-minute ones are awesome. I've done really, really well with those overall. Oh yeah, using fibs, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's kind of similar to using these little green dots and red dots. I mean, they're basically fib levels too. Yeah, it's something like that, Tony. It's real close to that. It's 7, 8, 9, and then 21 on the far side. That's why I leave my white one on there, because that's the far side of it. It almost lines up exactly perfect. There's a few spots it's not quite, but it's pretty close. But you guys are right. You're right on the money with that. I'm sure that's what it is too. As I've looked at it, I'm sure that's what it is. Do we have our buy and sell signals on 3 minute? Well, I didn't have the MA filter on for this, so I didn't get this signal because I clicked it off and then that populated. So, yeah. I'm really curious what's going to happen with the NQ and MES right here. Are we going to be able to push up? Is this, you can see this support right here. They're both in 1 hour on their candle, 1 hour candle. They're both in bullish positions. So are we going to be able to break these levels? If we start heading through these, how high are we going to go? Got this level here marked out. I think that's like the ultimate high. I don't know if it'll go quite that high today, but oh yeah, absolutely, Andre. I absolutely agree. And you know, there's two sides to that coin. Like last night when I took that 3 minute trade, I got a signal, and it was like the second or third trade I took on this account. I lost like 300 something bucks, but it kept poking higher highs. I mean, it was just blowing through higher highs, and I thought, man, it might just keep going. So I was looking for a pretty small scalp. I was only going for 8 ticks, I think, and then I ended up going negative 300, and then it signaled it was going to go down, and it went way down. So I'm glad I got out. I mean, I can survive something like that. I couldn't. If I'd have held on, I'd be buying a new eval and starting over again. Like 3 hours after I got it. It's not fun. Oh yeah, Todd. I think I've seen that actually. I may have that. I that's kind of like an alligator, is what you're talking about. What's it called? I may have checked that out. I feel like I've seen that one before. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like a VWAP too in a way. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like rainbow. When you first populate, it's like rainbow looking with all the different colors, and then you can change it. You can change the settings on it to like shade out some of them, and you can do the mean of them, which would basically pill the middle. The middle one would be highlighted, and the other ones are shaded. I've seen that one. If that's the one you're talking about. How many points did it move up since this morning? 5703 to 5748 since market open. So about 45 ticks just since market open. NG as well. It's behaving very good. What's NG? I haven't traded NG. Yeah, Todd. I think I've seen that one. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I think you can go in and you can change like the how it closes, like how it populates on the close or the open or the high or the low. Yeah, I think I've seen that very one. And it won't slow down. Oh, Nutty came out of the closet. He got off his phone call and he's back trading. Wonder how much he's gonna make today or what they're doing. I can't see any of the profit and losses. Can you guys? Yeah, I don't see anywhere on here where it says profit and loss for anybody. Join Apex. John Apex. gold may be shaping up for a buy here, but you're right. It's close to the high, and so this is my mindset yesterday. On that note, Andreas, this buy. There was a buy right before this on 3 minute. There was 2 buys right back to back, and I didn't take. I was eating dinner when this one happened. I didn't take it, and then it signaled again, and I took this one. I got this one in. I got in this one, and it literally, 17, 18, 20 minutes later, we exited when things changed on us. So I used the metrics to tell me when to get out. I'm glad I did, because look how far it did. 2 hours later, it was that would have ate me up easy, real easy. And I was done trading at that point. I just wanted to be done for the night and get some rest and start fresh today. But it could go back up to the highs. You got some room to there. We're $20 away from that, so it's still got some room to go higher. But it could also drop real heavy too. I'm sure there's sellers stacked up, stacked pretty deep on that stuff. So, okay, guys, I'm watching MES here. I'm thinking I want to see what happens here with this. This is digging in that profit wave. But like I said, those white dots, I kind of watch those, and we've had 3 in a row that are just stuck in that profit wave, and if they're not rebounding, then we could be, RSI is sinking. You can see this here. We've got some red in here now. We've got this clicked over red, this little line. I don't know what this line is, but I just glance at it every now and again. Don't really trade much with it. It just matches up with everything else, so it's not that super big deal. But these are the levels I want to see broke. If not, then we're just gonna ping pong today. Oh, it's natural gas for NG, yeah. Oh, you're doing it on your phone, Tony? You were having some problems with TradingView, weren't you? I remember you were telling me that yesterday. Do you ever get it figured out? Was it internet problems? Was it broker problems? What was going on with that? Yeah, if you leave that MA filter off, looks like the signals work pretty good too. I don't know who's been trading off of that, but they look pretty good too. Yeah, like I took that one. I took that one on the 3 minute. I'm on 5 minute right now, but yeah, they look pretty good with that filter off. I've always just left it on because I'm a trend trader, so I do everything over the 200 is that's my trend definer. Okay, 3 minutes turned red and it's below. It's going to close. We got about a minute and a half until the candle closes, but I'm thinking it's going to close below. We may be flipping here, guys, and go down for a little bit. Then the next levels to look at would be where this order block is and clear back down at the bottom. I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. Let's see what signals we get. If we get a 3 minute signal, I'll look at it. Maybe we'll take that real quick, and then we'll swing down. Erica, how are you doing today? How's your 50K account? How are you doing on yours? I didn't get to talk to you yesterday, so I'm just curious how that was going for you. Ray, how are you doing? How's anybody else doing in some trades? I'm literally at the starting point. I'm at the beginning of this account here, so. I see what you're saying, Andre. I've got my 21 on, so you got your 20. If it's over 21, I like the 21 a lot. I like the 9 and the 21, probably my favorites on top of the 200. But I like the 21 showing me the bottom of the wave. And there's so many times, you know, you can look back in history too, guys. There's so many times where the price will touch 21 and bounce off of it. Without chop filter. Yeah, I got the chop filter on. I feel like I always leave the chop filter on though. When I was testing this, I remember, and this was on like version 3 and version 4, so it's a little bit different. I don't know how much different that was actually in version 5, but I never had good luck without those on. Oh, you mean without the MA filter? I gotcha. I've got the MA filter off too, so I'm gonna do a trade like that. I've always just left it on, to be honest with you guys. I've just, like I said, I'm a trend trader at heart, so that's just natural for me. But let's do it. Let's try it. I'll shoot for it. Why not? You're good, Dan. No, you're good. You are good. Everybody can use. I mean, there's so many features with this. You know, there's so many different ways to use it. I'm not even using it the way Justin, the guy who created it, is. You know what I mean? There's so many ways to use this dang thing. But what I've seen, it works really well for me that way. I've really enjoyed it. So it's like, look at the numbers I've got. It's pretty hard to pass evals if it doesn't work. I mean, if that was the case, yeah, we'd just be flipping coins. Okay, I got about a minute on this candle here, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Our RSI's dropped. We're all triple R's now. We're below the 21. I haven't seen a signal yet, but we're going to do some action here. I think what I'll do is I'll scalp one and I'll swing one. Has anybody else got this same setup? Has anybody else got a signal yet? I mean, maybe my broker's lagging. Maybe it's just my funded futures is really lagging on their data feed or something. Got about 20 seconds here. So your 200 EMA is like right in the middle of this then, Tony? I had a 200 EMA on there yesterday too. Huh, no signal still. Interesting. I've got the chop filter on, but... Alright, I'm going to take it, guys. I'm going to take one. And I'm going to take, and we're going to do a swing too. Order field. I could have put some size on there, I guess, but it's okay.
Order filled.
Okay, that was like a minute. Yeah, you saw Tony. You saw yesterday how things went for me. Leaving the MA filter on like I have it and the chop filter on. In the live session we went like 4 for 4. It was just real slick. I just feel super confident in those trades when I've got it set up like that. So it's worked well for me. I mean, I love that it give you a signal right here. You could have got a really nice swing right there if you're just swinging and used that signal. I think that's what some of your guys were saying you're doing that. And same thing here. It gave you a sell like right here. There might have been 1 or 2 in here, but these big swings that really worked well. Oh, I don't want to modify that order. I didn't mean to click that. Yeah, I didn't get a sell signal either, but we're below on the 5-minute and the 3-minute. Same with RSI when everything just turned red. So let's see how it plays out. We might just get down to here and then flip back up too. I like the take profit right here. That's a pretty good area because if it can blow through here, then it's probably going to go all the way down to the bottom. We'll bounce off these green supports again. But let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sure, Corey, that it's just because I had the MA filter on. But like I said last night we were trading, and Tony got a signal before I did. My signal was like 3 minutes behind his, and just different broker. I think he was take profit trader, and I'm on my funded futures. So, and I was on a different contract too. I switched contracts this morning. I'm on the June contract now, so I was just on the main MES1 contract, and I noticed the fees were pretty stupid on that one. I was getting pretty heavy fees on that one. Okay, so we did just get a little scalp in there. Just got like a little 7 tick scalp real quick, and then we're going to swing down to this. If it holds. If it doesn't hold, okay, there's our 5-minute. So the RSI on the 5-minute just signaled down. Beginning of that candle. But it retraced a little bit on us too, so I think before I get a signal, the way I got mine set up, it's going to be down here somewhere. If it crosses the 200, then it'll give me a signal if it's going to go down any further. So on the 3-minute, it's punching that profit wave. See what happens here in the next candle or two. What's NQ doing? Same thing. Yeah, almost identical. Very, very similar screen. They move together quite frequently. As you can see, I like to trade them together, but when it goes against you, that's when it sucks. You got 2 trades to 2 out of control dragons to manage. That can be a challenge. We get down to this level, that'd be a pretty good little swing right there. I'll take it. That'd be good. Check out gold while we're waiting here. Gold's not really doing much today. Just kind of ranging. gnarly wicks. I mean, look at this. You get wicks on both sides of the candle. Just kind of zinging. Man, don't turn around on us. Don't go the other way. Trying to make up ground, not just go in circles. Yes, Tony, I do. Yep. Yes, I do. That's how I've always traded those signals, and I've had really good luck like that. So it's worked for me. Like I said, I've had days where I've went like I didn't have a loss. Every single trade went through on like multiple on NQ, MES, and gold. You'll get losses. I mean, it'll happen, but yeah, that's how it's worked really well for me. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's been really good for me. And obviously that means I got to be below the 200 to get a signal, but those signals are super consistent. I mean, that one worked. That one wouldn't have worked. That one 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 worked. So like 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 loss and 6 wins. Just looking back in the last day. I love it. I think that's great. I mean, it's super consistent in my opinion. Yeah, so let's see. RSI's climbed a little bit. Okay. Really struggling at this level. Oh, I didn't want to move that. I'm moving my screen. Yeah, it's really struggling to break that 21, so. Yeah. How's everybody doing so far? So far, I've got two trades. We got one open. We're in some drawdown. It's my first day of the 50K My Funded Futures account. So they had a really sweet deal. Corey passed on a code to me yesterday, and I actually used that last night. I was going to hold off for a couple days, and then that code expired yesterday. So I thought, well, I better just jump on it. I checked 4 or 5 other places, and it was the best deal for sure. So I took it. We're here. We're doing it. All right, we're going to exit this trade in the next candle here because I don't think we're going to. There's some pretty good indecision right here, and I think we're going to. Yeah, it looks like we're going to flip around. So I'm going to kill this trade. We're going to take a small loss. So we'll be 2 wins and 1 loss. We'll be up a little bit from when we started this morning, but down overall. No trades yet, Cyclonic, huh? Yeah. I wish I would have got in earlier today. I'm gonna kill this trade, guys. It looks like it's gonna flip on us, so I'm gonna take that loss. I'm gonna flip around here, and as soon as I get a signal here, we're gonna buy. In fact, I bet you it comes here pretty quick. But if I'd have got in, I had to run an errand first thing this morning, and I didn't get in trading as soon as I should have, or I usually do. I was a little bit late to the party, but I luckily caught some of this trade right here. That was good. So, yeah, so let's let's see what happens here. I think our analysis on the 1 hour chart and breaking through these levels is kind of more likely at this point. There's not a lot of strength on that. There's not a lot of bear pressure here. Tony, to be honest, I don't really have like a solid. I just go off what the chart's telling me. You know what I mean? I mean, that's why I don't like a static stop loss, because if you just set a set number, it's not going to be the same every day. Like some days I can see things turning around and we're only 20 ticks down. Some days it's 50. You know what I mean? So it really just depends on what the market's doing. That's what I try to get people to understand, is that every situation and every trade is kind of unique in that way. That's how I view it. So I just let the chart tell me what's happening, and then like I could see that one flipping around on us pretty good. We crossed our, we got one scalp out of there, and then we took a loss, so we're like $80 down on that one. No, not too big a deal. But look, it's turned green. We were above RSI. Everything's green again. Flipped around pretty hard on us within that 9 minutes. So there's no sense in holding it. You know what I mean? If I had a set 25, it'd be up here. It'd be right here, and we'd still lost more. We'd have lost a little bit more. So, like I said, sometimes I get out pretty good, and other times, like that gold trade last night, I probably held that one on a little bit longer. But I waited till the metrics said to get out. That's how I use the system. And overall, I think it's more consistent winning than losing. So if you trust the system and keep doing that, overall you'd be better. I mean, you've seen how many wins we've had on other live chats and other videos I've got. That's just how I do it. It works really well for me. So I don't stress the losses, because I use the metrics to get me back into a win, and we'll compensate for it, if not gain more. So My big thing, I've had this question a bunch too, and it's I know it's a little bit different because so many videos are about take profit and stop loss. My goal in the back of my mind, guys, is I want to hit that daily profit trigger. That's really my goal is. So my goal is to use the metrics to get me in some good trades, and ride them until that daily profit trigger takes me out. That's how I love to do it. That, to me, that is ultimate trading. That's like, you get in on that money train, and then the system takes you out at the same point every day, and then your stats look really good. And my goal is just to sniff out the best trades I can, and use this to get me the best trades I can. So, and most days it works great. Now sometimes in ranging markets it's really hard if there's not a lot of action going on, like right down here pre-market. And last night was tough too, because it just didn't move very much. I mean, it went against me, and then it just kind of flailed for a while, and it's kind of slow moving at night, to be honest. So, but yeah, ultimately, in my back of my mind, I'm like, okay, my daily profit trigger, I got to get to there. So here's what we're gonna do, and let's jump in here, and boom, let's knock that trigger out. You know what I mean? On my eval week, man, every single day we were just knocking it out. Trades were super solid. Things were just lining up really well. Very few. I think I only had 2 or 3 losses the whole week. It was a great week. So, but there's weeks that I struggle too. It's just the market. It's not really the metrics. It's just if the market's all over wacky dacky. The day I was trying to do mobile, the market was so screwy that day. I mean, we'd get like a bot, we'd get buy, we'd get triple green, we'd get buy, and then they'd go backwards, and I'd do that for like a half an hour. And so I had the buy, and then before I got the sell signal, it's going backwards. So I'd literally kill this trade, do a sell, and then it'd go backwards. I mean, it felt like somebody was messing with me. I'm just like, what is going on here? And I was getting them a little bit late on my phone, and I deleted that too. I don't recommend anybody try doing it on your mobile. There's just too many variables, between your internet and your trading view and your mobile phone provider. It's just not a good way to do it. Now, if you're swing trading and you just got one trade open and you got wide stop loss and take profit, and you're not super worried about it, you don't have a whole bunch of leverage, that's one thing. But the way I was doing it, every half hour it was swinging on us. I'd get a buy signal, a half hour later sell signal, a half hour later buy signal, a half hour later sell signal. And in that choppy nightmare, I lost like $4,000 after a whole week of winning. That sucked. that's when I knew that I picked the wrong decade to quit drinking. That's when I knew. Okay, the RSI. So I'm watching the RSI. We just crossed over 12. It's bouncing between 12 and 11. 12 is where my signal should signal us here. And we're on NQ. That's why I'm like, I don't see my gray lines, but that's because we're on the wrong thing. Now we're on the right thing. 1350. What'll probably happen, just looking at this chart, we'll probably get a buy signal here pretty quick on one of the scalp signals, and we'll do the same thing. We'll scalp it, and we'll swing it. That seems to work pretty well. You like that, Andre? Yeah, you like that? I'm good for a laugh here and there, you know? You gotta laugh. Yeah, buddy. I used to drink like a fish. Trading's making me want to do it again. I'm pretty sure Pat Weiland has made some videos when he was 2 or 3 in. I got this one Facebook ad. He runs a lot of Facebook ads. I got this one Facebook ad, and he's wearing his like blue Pit Vipers. And I had my phone. I was watching on my phone. And I had the volume turned up, and it's like this. Like I click on the ad, and he's like, "Do you want to trade futures? Then buy this book, and I'll show you how to do it." And I'm like, "Good Lord, that guy's whoa." Buy this $300 book, and I'll show you how to do it. And then like it tips over, and you don't see him anymore, and then the video ends. I'm like, what the hell? His channel is wild, boys. Yeah, I did. I quit in 2020. I had a long career with it. I had a lot of problems with it. A lot of family had problems with it, and I quit in 2020. Okay, there is our signal. So we're just at 12 right now. I want to see a buy signal here, and I want to see everything turn green. We already did turn green. We're on triple G's on the 3 minute. Like I said, I'm thinking we'll get a buy signal here pretty soon. If this is going to go up, I'm thinking we'll get a buy signal here, and then we'll get triple G's right close to that on the 5 minute. I wouldn't be a bit surprised. So cyclonic, kind of just what I was showing you. A lot of times I'll do this 2-screen deal. I'll leave one on 3 minute, and then I'll leave one on 5 minute here. And so if I get a signal here, like I said, like I just was saying, that we'll if we get a buy signal here, and I've got the MA filter and everything turned on, so we're trend trading at that point. Like I was just going to do on that sell, I'll enter a scalp real quick, right? I'll just enter a scalp, and I'll go buy, click here, and do 7, boom, and I'll just leave it like that. And then I'll go and do another buy, and I'll put it at 100. And I just do 100. I don't use 100. I just do 100 to get it up here, and then I'll set it where I want. So at this level, I would set it right around those resistance lines. That's kind of how I would do it. But I want to see that the green triple. I want to see triple G's on both charts, 3 minute and 5 minute. I want them both doing the same thing. That's why I use those two together. Yeah, let's get her. Oh, thank you, Dean. Yeah, thank you. My hat's off to anybody that struggled with that, and I hope you kick it, because it can be. I think we all have stories and know people that struggle with it. I was one of them, and my ex-wife was one of them, and her family is still having problems with it. So, God bless anybody struggling with it. You know what I mean? I can joke about it now, but it was not funny 10 years ago. Yeah. So yeah, cyclonic, that's kind of what I'm looking for. That's kind of how I would do it. That's why I like those signals, because like I say, if I get one of those signals and I scalp it real quick, and the 5 minute chart's starting to go that way too, it's a lot of times they're really good entries on the entry for a swing and a scalp is really close. We're getting really, we'll get be able to get both of those And that same momentum has taken both charts that way. We can scalp a little and swing a little bit off of it. And then I just aim for my, I don't, like I said, I don't use a standard take profit. I'll just aim for the resistance lines. That's what I did on this chart, this trade here. I was late to the party, so I didn't get like an RSI signal, which would have been down here. I actually got here, and it was just like right here on this 200. And I looked at everything. I thought, okay, it'd be a great place to buy. I bought and instantly was in profit. I bought and we instantly were in profit, and then I ran an errand real quick and came back and started the stream, and we started like right here. We started the stream like right in here somewhere. So, but that's you know, I was just kind of swinging that one, but I just I put my take profit right here, and you can see it poked right there, just right below that red line. So if we got to buy at this level, I'd shoot for that level again, and then even higher. On the 5 minute earlier, I marked up the ultimate high on the 1 hour chart, which is clear up here. Some days are super frustrating too, guys. Like we wait for hours for a good setup, you know. There's other days it's just setup after setup, and then there's days where it's just super patience, you know. Super patience. But I'd rather take, you know, I'd rather take a small loss like we just did and be patient for a good setup and then capitalize on it. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Sorry, guys, I had to sneeze, and all of us out here in Utah have had head colds this week, so if my voice sounds a little deep, that's why. Okay, now we're good. Yeah, today's a little slower, guys. We're not, you know, we had a good one at the beginning, and then this one didn't pan out for us, and now we're just kind of floating. So, but see, I love that using the charts like this, everything wasn't lining up, and look what happened. We didn't go that direction, you know. I'm really big on, I want to see alignment between two charts, and if there's some difference somewhere, then this is why we don't go that way. And it kept us out of a bad trade, because if we would have entered here just thinking, okay, 3 minutes good, let's go. 5 minute wasn't quite good yet, and look what happened. We would have took a loss. And now 5 minutes go, or 3 minutes going down. So, and that's why I leave the 3 minute on with the signals, because if I get distracted, so say I go back to the one chart and I'm just distracted playing on 5 minute, and 3 minute end up going down below the 200 and gets a sell signal, that's a good indicator that 5 minutes going to follow soon. You know what I mean? So I may RSI is dropping super fast, guys. So, oh yeah, you gonna come to the U.S., Andre? Where are you at again? Tell me, or tell us all again where you're from. I can't remember where you said you're from. But good for you. That'll be fun. That'll be good. USA is a good time. What do you think, guys? You think we're going to have enough power to blow through this 200 and sink down to these levels again? I mean, that's kind of my scenarios we're looking at. We're either going to get some power and we're going to get some bull action and blow through these, maybe go up to this level here, or we're just going to ping pong. We're going to head back down to this super resistance here, or support, excuse me. See the order block, how this one's kind of thin and this one's pretty thick. Like the actual color is, this was like shaded or transparent, and this one's more solid. I just use that as like a medium support and a strong support. And what'll happen if the price does get through here, this will just disappear and go away. So I like using order blocks. I love that they just disappear when they're not valid anymore. I don't need to see 25 order blocks all day long, whether they're strong or not. You know what I mean? I just want to see the strong ones. I want to see where things are actually going to change or actually going to hold, or very, very likely to hold. Even a strong one can get blown through, but it's a lot harder for price to push through it. It's not just going to melt through it real easy. And this resistance, oops, leave that right there. This resistance is pretty strong too. It's poked through it once earlier today, or early this morning. Touched it a couple times, poked through it a little bit. Didn't quite break it though. So we're just gonna wait. You live in the UK for the last 10 years, huh? Wow. Okay. Nice. So Andre, do you know Lorand and Dorson and those guys? I think some of those guys all know each other. I remember that one of the streams they were telling us they know each other. While we're waiting, I want to kind of check on gold. NQ is following suit. I mean, it looks like the same chart right now. We're doing the same thing today. Gold. You're a lone wolf, huh? Nice. I'm a lone wolf too, man. We'll be lone wolves together. Yeah, gold. I don't know why, but guys, when I see gold charts and I just see wick, I'm not interested. It just turns me off on that thing. And it's funny because I'll think that I'll be like, man, I just want to be involved with this today. I just feel like I'm just going to lose or not get involved, and then it'll just take off. You'll look back an hour later and it's clear the freak up here. You're like, wow, I could have passed my challenge on that one. I'm over here discounting it as retarded, and it was just loading passengers for a rocket ship that took me where I wanted to go. Anybody trading NQ today? Anybody any good luck with NQ? I just had one sweet little scalp here earlier, just a real small one, but haven't done much with it today. I think we'll go back to the dual chart and we'll just stick to MES today for a bit and see if we can. I know it's kind of frustrating just to wait, but patience equals profits. You know what I mean? Let's wait for good setups and capitalize on it. Like this was a good run. This half hour, 45 minutes was a good run. I want to see if we can find another one of those or. Andre, I like you, man. I like you. I like how you put things. He says, I met some traders, Falcon FX in Manchester. I prefer go fishing than speaking with them. Yeah, I'll tell you. I got involved with a group 4 or 5 years ago, and they were doing this like group chat trading, once a day trade, and they would just look for 10 pips kind of deal. And I forget, I don't think it was Falcon, but I forget what the name of it is. But the guy was a British guy, and I didn't like that guy at all. I didn't like. He had such like an arrogant, snobby attitude towards everything. Every question somebody would ask, he had like the snottiest, arrogant attitude about it. And I remember thinking way back then, man, if I ever had a live stream, I would treat people so much better than that. I would be more of like a helper and a actual educator type of deal than, oh, you stupid American, why can't you see reality? You know, what's so hard about understanding basic principles? Well, to them it's not. They just started. You know what I mean? Where do you get off being Mr. D-bag? Not all of them are like that, I'm sure, but I did not enjoy that group. So yeah, what you just said, I totally jive with. I wouldn't want to hang out with that guy for sure. Yeah, for sure. Try to have I just want to have a solid. I want to have a solid channel here, solid community of people that are serious about trading, want to learn about it, want to share knowledge, share ideas. I'm all good. You guys have ideas? Let's hear them. You know what I mean? I'll entertain them. I'm not going to be like, nope, this is the only way we're doing it. If an idea works, let's capitalize on it. We're all here to win together. That's what we should. All of our goals should be the same thing. Let's all win, right? Let's all win together. Trading is kind of like fishing now that you mentioned it, Andre, because there's a lot of times in fishing you're just waiting. There's nothing going on. And it's all about time of the day, too. Fishing in the afternoon's not so great, but first thing in the morning you can do pretty good. It's kind of like trading, where I'm at anyway. Last night was pretty slow in the market. I mean, I don't know if every night's like that, but just didn't really have a lot going on. Some nights are a little better than that, but some days are like that too. You just never know. So we just show up with a game face, ready to capitalize on what we can every day. Why does it keep giving me a black line right there? That's kind of weird. Okay, RSI is sinking pretty good. We're negative 26 right now. We're almost to the 200. What's going to happen at the 200? This is the magic zone right here. So we bounce off of it and go back up. We're going to break it and start going down. If we break it and we get a sell signal, then that should give us some pretty good indication, right? Then we'll start setting up for how far are we going to go down. I'm going to cycle my page real quick. We might be turning around on here, guys. We might be going down right now. I wonder if this was a test and retest type of deal. I just had to cycle my screen, but I think that's... Yeah, you're right, Andre. I've had the best luck right in the U.S. session by far. Okay, we just got a 5-minute RSI, negative 18, 3 minutes at 26, and it is sinking. So we're both charts. Come on. This is what I hate about. Sometimes it does this, and you have to. There we go. Now our chart's loaded. Okay, we're triple R's, both charts. We're below the RSI in both charts, and it's growing fast. 29, 21. If this resistance breaks, we'll probably get a sell signal, and then we'll go. We'll do a scalp and a swing. And we're going to go to MES because that's what we want to be on both charts here. If you guys want, you can double up and go NQ2. Mountain Standard, I believe, Tony. Okay, let's see what this next candle's going to do, guys. This next candle's going to be interesting. We're parked at the 200, so we break that 200. We're already set up for triple G's or triple R's. We've got a resistance here that's holding. There's support that's holding. Excuse me. We get a signal over here. I'll scalp it, and then we'll line up because by then we should be below the 200, and we'll line up a swing, and then we'll aim down for these levels here. We were already here twice this morning, so we'll put our stop loss or our take profit somewhere in here. This would be a great area to do it in. I don't like to line them up exactly because sometimes it'll spike and then you won't hit it and go all the way back. I've seen that before. So 33 and 23. We didn't break the 200. Let's wait. I want to see that 200 break. You know, it's looking like it. It's looking like we've got volume. It's looking like the RSI is slowly growing on both sides. So we could be setting up for a sale here. But what I don't want to do is be preemptive and then regret it, because that's real easy to do. It's real easy to forecast and you're not, and you're wrong. Oh, I don't have my. You know what? I don't think I've synced the. Excuse me, guys. I haven't synced the. I need to go in and sync. Since I set this up yesterday, I don't think I set the time. I have to go in there and set the time to match my time. I haven't done that yet, Tony. So I don't even know what it's on. Yeah, I don't even know what that's on. 16. If that's military time, that's like 4. It says like 4 o'clock right here. 4:12. Yeah, I need to adjust that. Yeah, I think it is. Like, you're right. I think it is London time. I need to go in and adjust that. Look at that bounce off 200. I've seen that a million times. And remember, we're still bullish on 1 hour, but there is a pretty good resistance right here too. Got some good wicks. If this candle closes with a wick like that, we could go back down. It's anybody's guess, I guess, right there. Yep. RSI is holding pretty strong at the negatives. Negative 30, negative 20. I'm sure NQ is doing the same thing. Yep. NQ actually dipped a little further down than the ES did, but that 200 held. It didn't blow through it, so for me, these small movements, these small ranges are pretty hard to trade. I'd rather just stay out like we are. It's really hard to do. It's really hard to do anything when it's only moving this far, you know? It's another reason I like to look at 2 charts, because I feel like I get a better overall picture. You can have one telling you one thing and one telling you the exact opposite, and just try to find alignment. Try to find some alignment. This support is holding pretty strong. 200 and the support are right next to each other. I try to be a really careful trader too, guys. You probably noticed that by now, but I try to be really careful. I'd rather overanalyze. I'd far rather miss a trade, and that's rare, because I feel like once I see the things I need to, I'll go. It's go time. But if I don't see what we need to, I won't just haphazardly buy or sell, just hoping that's what's going to happen. So many traders feel the need to always be in a trade, and after years of trading, you kind of get over that. I remember when I first was trading, I had a trade going all the time. Like I was addicted to pushing the button. I wasn't even thinking about it. I just thought, well, if I just keep buying or selling, eventually I'll come out on top. Well, that doesn't work. That's very flawed thinking. And over the years and the things I've seen and the massive butt whoopings the markets gave me, I'd rather just do all the analysis in the world. And even if I take a loss, I did all that analysis and I took a loss, at least I tried. At least I did my diligence and I made my decision based on information and not just hope. And attaboy for taking a loss and still having an account to trade versus holding on to that loss and the next day buying an eval. How many times have we all played that sad story out? I don't want to pay the prop firm. I want the prop firm to pay me. Let's take a look at gold. Okay, everybody looking at this chart, should we take it? Three-minute buy signal, 21 RSI. Top step, you have to pay an activation fee. I'm going to skip the gold trade. I don't like how it looks. It may rocket ship in the right direction too, but I'm just going to skip it. Can you keep focusing on this chart here? Andre, I don't do activation fees. The prop space is getting so competitive now. The activation fees are going to start going away, I think, because so many companies are offering accounts without them. Every time Take Profit Trader does a no activation fee, I'll buy one. But if they add the activation fee back on, I won't buy one. I'm not paying those. There's too many places you don't need to pay it. Tradeify doesn't do it. My Funded Futures doesn't do it. There's a handful of them that don't do it anymore, and it's kind of changing the way prop firm industry is working. Like the activation thing is just crap, in my opinion. So, it's Apex is doing like 90% off accounts, and you can get an account for $17 or something, a 50K account or whatever, but they want to pay $189 activation fee, and it's across the board. Or $159, I think it is, and it's across the board. So if you have a 25K account or a 200K account, you pay the same activation fee. So, and then with those guys, what are they going to say when you go to get a payout? Oh, you traded, your screen was too bright and your volume was down too low, so we're not going to pay you. I'm not doing that. Not to say that they're not good firms. I mean, the first two companies I traded with, Andre, I actually got Patrick Weiland. Back in the day, was a Top Step rep. Very first account I passed was a Top Step account. I traded it for a day and a half funded. I got like $500, I want to say, and I blew it. And then I tried 2 or 3 more evals, and I never got one passed again. I tried Apex. I don't think I ever passed an Apex account. I always blew those. And then I got on to Take Profit Trader, and the second or third eval I passed and got funded, and then I made another 500 or 1,000. I've only made like 1,500. So I'm not even profitable yet. With the evals I bought, because like that Tradeify one I just blew, that was $250. That 100K funded account. Yeah, I see. That's the thing too. Like I personally have not had any problems, so I don't want to say like I'm not trying to slander anybody or anything. But when you look on YouTube and you see nothing but bad news about those two companies, that's a big red flag for me. And then you see big YouTubers saying, "Oh, you guys are you're smoking crack. They're just fine. I get my payouts, no problem." Well, that looks weird to me. Only the big YouTubers are getting payouts with no problems. That's kind of weird. And I'm not a big YouTuber, so that means I probably won't get a payout. So I'm not even going down that road. Why go through all this hassle and all this stress and everything we have to do to make trades and to get your account banked up just to go do a payout and they deny you? You know what I mean? I'm not even interested. And Take Profit Trader, they're one of the easiest going, and I'd say them and my funded futures, they're some of the best as far as like getting payouts. I talk to people all the time. I've seen actual payout receipts, so I know they pay out. It's not like maybe I'll get a payout. Hopefully, no, you will. You do, especially doing it like this. We're actually using a structure. We're actually using some methodology here. We're not just, like I said earlier, not just randomly buying or always in the market. They don't want to see that either. They don't want to see that you're always in the market. You know what I mean? You don't always need to be in the market. Just be in the market when the market tells you to, and don't be when it says not to. You know what I mean? NQ did, Dan. Yeah, I think you're right, Andre. That they're wanting you to get 20 accounts so you can hang yourself faster. Imagine if you passed 20 accounts and they wanted to charge you 20 times 150 for activation fees. I mean, that's like nutty. That guy, he had to have, I bet he's paid $1 million to Apex. He had to have. All the accounts he's blown over the years, he had to have. He's maybe made 500 grand, and then he's paid $1 million in accounts, because when he got them all stacked up like that, and he has a bad day and it goes like 10 grand in the hole, there's no way. And then the next day, all of a sudden, he's got past firms and he's got a big check, and it just doesn't add up. It's just weird. I like the guy. I like watching his stream. I think this is pretty entertaining. Him and Pat Weiland hated each other, and now they're hanging out. Old Alpine's drinking a tall boy, having a good old time, you know? So, yeah, and, I think, Andre, so they kind of backed off some of their strictness. Last summer, they were really pounding on people for strictness, and then they revamped some of their rules. So, and as consistent as we are, and and using a good system, you might be fine. And like I said, I haven't had a bad experience myself. I just see a lot of negativity out there about it. It makes me nervous. NQ short on 5 minute. All right, we're gonna go. It's gonna be go time here, I think, guys. The RSI has jumped way up. NQ is kind of leading the party here, so I'm going to wait till this candle closes. We've got about a minute and 15 seconds, and then we're going to make some magic here, because it looks like we're flipping to the downside. We broke the 200 on both charts. If this doesn't work out, we did our diligence, right? We gave it a shot. We analyzed, and I think we're going to be good here. I want to watch this candle close, but I think this resistance the support's a little nasty, but NQ might be leading the charge today. If it does break through, though, we got a ways to go down. Could be a nice, it'd be a reverse of this. Be a nice little swing. Okay, who's in? Who's going to rock this bad boy? Negative 39, negative 34. Got about 20 seconds. That wick makes me a little nervous, especially with that resistance sitting right there, that support sitting right there. Okay, both our charts are saying the same thing. The only thing literally everything looks great other than these supports. That's the only thing I don't like. I don't really like seeing the order block. I don't really like, if they're gone, I'd be, let's go. But this is, that's the only reason I'm hesitating here. I just don't like I don't like a candle poking into it and it's staying there. Every time I've sold into a resistance or a support order block, high probability of not working out. If they weren't there, man, we'd be slick. I think it's still. I think we're gonna go down though. I mean, we negative 44, negative 36. Yeah, we're gonna go down. We broke the 200. We got to sell. Now that's interesting. We got to sell on the 5 minute, but not the 3. Oh, I got them set differently. That's why. No, they're the same. All right, let's take it. I probably should wait till the candle open, but let's take it. I want to get some profit here.
Order filled.
Nice. That 100 put it right about where I want it. I should have took it earlier, but like I said, this supports. I don't like that. This is going to disappear though. This next candle, this will disappear. We've got awesome RSI. This thing is growing like crazy. Everything's good. We're matched on our triple G's, triple R's. I mean, we're below our main EMAs. If I'd have done it a minute earlier, the scalp would have been done already. Scalp's going to close here probably in the next candle.
Order filled.
Okay, scalp's done. Order block disappeared like I thought. This one will be next candle, most likely. So we got strong supports right here. We've got our take profit way above that. So hoping for a nice sell. Slide this baby down. You guys with the MA filter off, you probably got a signal up here somewhere. Guess we can check it and see, but I bet you did. No? RSI is still climbing. Was in the 30s, now it's in the 50s, low 50s. You got one, Andre? Mine didn't show one. That's kind of weird. I took the MA filter off and I didn't see one. Maybe it just didn't update. Let's try it again. Just didn't update yet. So yeah, that would have gone through good. That'd be a good place to sell. $51.42. What's NQ doing? Is it sinking? That's what way down. Andre got in here, Dan I think it was, made a good scalp right here real quick. It's doing the same thing over there, setting its stop loss right in here. We're going to take profit, excuse me. What alert was that I just erased? Sell on gold. Huh, glad we didn't buy it. Yep, glad we didn't get involved in that nightmare. It's one of those situations I was just talking about it earlier. Like, really glad we didn't get into that. I'd rather miss a trade. Zero trade is always better than a loss. Every time. Next candle after the big dojis where you got in. Nice, great place to do it. Yep. I like to wait for my MAs to cross. Like I said, I'm a trend trader, so that's just kind of how I'm trained and how I've done it. But so I'm a little late to the party on some of these, but I'm also on the same, I'm on the same side of the trend, and that's worked well for me. I mean, you can see that days like yesterday, we just trend traded all day, and we had a great day, other than my gold trade at night. It's really crazy that I got a sell signal on the 5-minute, but I didn't on the 3-minute with identical settings. That is so crazy. I would have assumed that I would have got one on the 3-minute first. You know what I mean? That's just what my brain is telling me what should have happened. when this order block goes away, or hopefully we'll get this gap closed. Got about 45 seconds till the next candle. Would not be a bit surprised to see this disappear in the next candle. That would not surprise me at all. $52 RSI, 45 RSI. We're strong RSI, negative RSI, so sellers are pushing. Who's in this sell? Anybody else in this sell? We got a scalp off of it. Can't remember who was asking me earlier about how they were wondering how I did a scalp and a swing. Well, that was a good example right there. I just waited till everything matched, and then off we ran. You're in it, PJ. Good. Dan, you're in it too? Good. Let's see how it pans out. See if our patience over the last hour or so has paid off for us, right? Love it if we can get a nice drop here. love to have seen that order block go away. We were clear at the bottom of it. I'm really surprised it didn't. That's what happened over here on the 3-minute. When it got to the bottom of it, the next candle, it disappeared. That's generally what they do. But we're giving our trades some room to breathe. You guys got to remember, trades don't move in a linear direction. It's not just a slide or a hill. It's like steps. It'll go down and up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down and up, and then it'll, sometimes it'll just sit and do circles. If you look at these little white dots, right? Then you'll get some spike ups, and it's testing these 7 EMAs like we were talking earlier on these profit waves, these 8, 9 EMAs, 15 EMA, 21 EMA, and it'll just bounce off of those. It'll sit and test them. Head cold's kicking my butt. All right, Brett, good. Let's see how this goes. I'm excited to see if we can get down to this level here. I think this is sandwiched right on that order block, and the resistances are even lower. I mean, we've been lower today. We've been even lower than that. This is a really good place for a stop loss or take profit. I mean, yeah, we've been lower, quite a bit lower there, quite a bit lower here on that spike down. So we're towards the top of it. I like to be, I say this all the time, I like to be just this side of every resistance or support where I shoot for. You never know when you're going to get a spike down and it'll just barely touch it and then rock it back the other way. And just, saving you a couple ticks on the bottom will usually get you out on those type of deals, so you're not riding it all the way back up and taking half the profit or zero. You can get half or zero that way pretty quick. It's so crazy. Sometimes the market just moves so fast against you too. The day I was trading on my mobile a couple weeks ago, last week, whatever it was, it's like every half hour I was getting a different signal, and I'm out running errands and doing other things, and I should have just not even traded. You know what I mean? Because that really messed up my consistency and put me in a bad mindset, and then we blew the account. So nothing to do with simple market metrics, everything to do with me getting freaked out seeing that huge number. My consistency number over doubled for me to get a payout. I mean, having to make a $7,600 payout in 4 days, that's a pretty huge number. Then I jumped in with way too much leverage, and the market says nope. So you notice we're doing small trades today. 50K account. We're just taking it nice and easy. We're just going to pass this. We're going to pass this eval, do nice and easy steps, and be as methodical as we can. Take the best setups we can. Take our losses as quick as we can, and hold on to our winners as long as we can. Grab a water bottle real quick. Looking for the black hole. My disaster friend, not yours. Spaceship. Okay. Got about 20 minutes till the candle for the hour closes. So I don't really like seeing it in between EMAs, but we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen here. We're going to see what we can get. NQ is probably sunk even further. We could have doubled this up pretty easily. I'm just trying to take it easy. After getting spanked on my funded account, I'm just trying to be a little more careful. It's real easy to get overconfident with a good system and feeling like you can you're unstoppable. You know what I mean? So nothing wrong with throttling back a little bit. Overanalyze and throttle back a little bit and just get centered. One thing that gets out of control too, when you start getting overconfident and start putting size on, it's like trying to catch a whale with a fishing pole. First time I heard that was when I was at one of the modules the Apiary Fund had. I heard one of the traders talking about that. I'm like, that's a pretty good way to put it, actually. I'd love to see this order block disappear. That'd just make my day. We get down into profit and close the candle. It should. See, okay, now we got a resistance order block. That's good. So this, earlier I was talking about the profit wave. Anytime you see these little white dots and they kind of sink into the profit wave, the next two candles usually are quite different. You can see that played out here pretty well. That one touched that order block and then rocketed off of it, and we're quite a bit lower already. The next candle or two might be a further sink down. Let's see. Like I say, I want to see this order block disappear. That's the only thing that looked bad about this. The only reason I hesitated. I usually would have got in. If this order block, okay, good. That went away. Good. I like that. If it would have looked like this and I didn't have that, I wouldn't have hesitated. We would have got in better. We would have even been better than we are now. Because I was ready to go other than that. That's the only reason I hesitated. So, but seeing that disappear I'm good. I'm happy with that. So yeah, we're trend trading. We didn't get some of this that we could have. Some of you guys that have your MA filter off, you're in clear up here, so you're in a little better than we are. But this, trend trading works well for me. I trust it. It's just been how I've done things, and I'm really consistent with it, so I like that. I'll take a little bit less profit, and we'll keep rocking that style. I do like that. If those signals work pretty good without that MA filter on the 3 minute, that looked pretty good to me. I just would hate to get burned on a couple of them, but that can happen on 5 minute too, and it can happen with the MA filter too. So I guess that's a non-issue. Okay, so we've hit, and this signal would have gone through too. You'd have hit your take profit a couple times by now. I think the next candle actually would have hit it. So our scalp went through within a minute, and now we're just hanging on to our swing. I can't remember, Brett, it might have been you that was asking me about that, or how you do both. That's how you do both. That's why I like to look at both. A lot of days I'll just swing. A lot of days I'll just scalp. A lot of days I'll do both. So I think I do best over swinging overall. I think on 5 minute chart swinging I do the absolute best. I think that's my best trading. Okay, we got a crossing down signal at it's about 35 minutes ago. You'd be in good profit if I took it right then, but I wasn't quite under the 200 yet, so it's okay. glad we stayed out of gold, guys. Gold initially looked like it was going to spike up, and it went real hard down. So I'm really glad we stayed out of that. NQ's pretty much the same as MES today. They've moved pretty similar again, like they usually do. Very, 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 very similar. They usually move very similar to each other, so. Okay, so this trade might be another half hour, 45 minutes. I don't think it'll take all day. It might get some momentum too after the 1 hour candle closes below. If it holds this level the next 10 minutes and closes below, then I wouldn't be surprised if we start sinking pretty quick. It's one of those things that could take 10 candles to get there or 2. You know what I mean? Just depends on how many orders are in line are going to get filled and how much momentum we get, how fast. First time I've seen the stream cut out for just a second. I got an error from YouTube. There's not enough. So I reset it. Now it's fine. That's the first time today I've seen that, so not bad for a 2-hour stream. Stream just kicked out here for me. Let's do a mic check. Make sure you guys can hear me. Just reset the stream here, guys. So there we go. Order blocks are gone. That's good. We're on the right side of the trends. Got about 10 more minutes till the candle closes, but we're sitting pretty good right now. That's not too bad. I imagine more sell orders are getting filled, and so we should see a little bit more momentum here. That 1 hour closes below. That'll really help us, I believe. God, quit doing that. I want to get rid of that feature on Windows 11. I don't like that. I move my mouse, just barely touch it, and it brings up a window. I don't want to do that. You guys hear me okay? I think we lost the stream, guys. Quit doing that. Makes me mad. Wonder if I can move that icon out of the way. Nope. It's the weather report. Okay, the stream kicked out on me for a sec, guys. That's the first time I've seen it drop today. So if I lost you for a sec, I apologize. I reset it. It looks like we're good now. Yeah, I'm getting it 1080p still, so it's still showing fine for me. Okay, the exciting time. I'm excited to see how the 1 hour is going to be. I want to see what that 1 hour. It looks like this 1 hour candle is going to close below, and so we'll probably get a pretty good push after that. just dropped really good. That was a good sell earlier, guys. That was a good sell on NQ. Can we make it to this level, 19.760s area? I think the 1 hour chart's the same. Yeah. Yep, if that closes, I think we'll get some more. We'll get some more push down. I mean, this got a long ways it can go till the bottom. Long, long ways on NQ. Well, let's see. See how it goes. It's tempting to sell an NQ too, but I'm just going to play it safe today, I think. I should have sold earlier if I was going to sell. That's the reality of it. But this is not a good place to sell. Maybe if it pokes that order block, I could sell. That would be all right. I just don't want to. I don't want to sell and then have it spike against us here. NQ can move so much in one candle too. It's wild. I mean, in any trend, those candles can just be massive. Okay, we're just gonna hang tight for a second, see what happens here. Got our 1 hour chart. We're in between the 200 and the 21. I don't really like that. I wish it was I'd want it to be a little bit lower. That would be preferable, but let's see what happens. Get those out of the way so we can see what's going on here. Man, we're right there. Right there. Thank you guys for everybody that's been with the stream. We've been streaming for about 2 hours today. I appreciate you hanging out with me and conversing with us in the chat. I love the chat. It's a great feature. It's awesome to connect with you guys, and thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. This is a good journey. I'm excited about this. I want to see where we go with this year. So trading is a interesting thing. There is some challenges to it. It's a mental game. It's like playing chess. It's like, there's a lot of craziness that comes along with it, but I enjoy it, and I think most of you do here too, or you wouldn't be here. We're all looking to hone our skills and get better and do better, All right, we are 3 minutes from the 1 hour candle close. I'm excited to see what's going to happen here. And hopefully you guys can see that the way I do alignment, we're really plotting things out. We're thinking things out. We're not just looking at the chart and making random decisions. And you can see that the results usually pan out really well for us. We've had some really good days on this stream and this channel. We have lots of good days ahead of us too. 2 minutes till the candle close. 1 hour candle closes, and where it's at now, we're going to sink because we're below the 200. 221 both. And the RSI is going to dip below zero. So that's my personal opinion. Let's watch this candle. I want to watch this for the next couple of minutes because see how fast this 1 hour candle. Look at this. Look at this giant 1 hour candle. Started up here, 57.46, excuse me, and ended at 56.83. It's like 65 ticks in one candle, 1 hour. And that's not even the bottom. The bottom's another 40, 50, more maybe. So we got some room. See if these sellers are going to get strong here and start pushing price. Just want to take a look at the NQ one more time. You know what? I'm going to add an NQ, get a little bit aggressive here. Just added an NQ to pile up a little bit. And we got about 30 seconds here. Nice. Mr. Trader Mick, awesome. Good for you. 400 for the day. See you next time. Great. Thanks for hanging out with us, Mr. Trader Mick. Glad to have you. And well done. 400 a day. That's great. That's an incredible number. I like it. Shooting for similar numbers on this account, this 50K account. I'm not going to be as aggressive as I was on the 100K account. So that's a great day. Excellent day. Good for you. All right, 1 hour candle closed. Okay, let's see if we can rip down today. 1 hour is now in a downtrend. You can see it right here. That's what I love about how I changed this middle chart, this middle little diagram. I made that match my candles. It's just a lot easier just to glance at it and see. You can see that now did turn to the downtrend on 1 hour too. Man, the 3-minute chart signals would have been excellent today. If you took the MA filter off, that would have been a great buy. We'd be an excellent sell. I mean, we're doing okay now. We're clear down here. You know what I mean? That would have been a great sell. Okay, let's see what this is going to do here. hate NQ sometimes. Man, if we'd have scalped from there or swung from there, that'd have been a good place. Hey, Laurent. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Come on. Not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. Just watching some trades here. Got a little bit of a head cold today, but we're hanging in. That's more of the negative than I wanted it to be, obviously. I'm going to turn gold off because I don't want to try and do anything with gold today. Yeah, this just looks like a nightmare. Just trying to make some trades happen here, Laurent. Got in a little bit late on this one, just waiting for trends and trying to make sure things are matched up on both charts here. So today it might just be one of those days we float and not really get anywhere. I did one good scalp earlier. Got a good markup up here. Got a good ride up on that one. Then I had a loss. I sold right here and it was a loss. I took a loss here. I could have entered here again, but I wanted to wait till we hit the 200 on both charts, and so we entered on this candle here. There was some order blocks here, and I was a little worried about that. I don't like selling into an order block. If they're down a ways, you got room, that's one thing, but when they're right there, when you're nesting in it, I don't like that at all. I think on NQ, I'm just going to do the opposite of what I think every time. I'll just do the opposite trade. That's probably a better strategy. I sit here and do all this plotting and planning, and then we still go in the negative. It's kind of been a slow morning, and then to just be in the negative again. That's what I don't like about NQs. Got no RSI, and this thing just spikes against us. Well, not good. Not good. That did not pan out at all how I wanted it to. Yeah, could be cyclonic. Yeah, could be. Yeah, not good, guys. Didn't plan out how we wanted, so not a good first day for an eval. Sucks trying to just be super careful and get in at a good time and look at multiple things and then just to be wrong. That just sucks. It's not always like that, but sometimes it is. Good resistance right there. Same thing right there. Just gonna hang tight for a sec. We may yet be all right. Let's see. It's more drawdown than I wanted for sure. I didn't plan on that. I couldn't have entered any worse on this NQ. I really felt like we were going to drop pretty good right there. I'm only shooting for 100 and I'm 200 down. But NQ is a crazy beast, that's for sure. It loves to find stop losses. It loves to break your account. Yeah. Short two, short two. Man, gold is just all over the place. I'm just glad we stayed out of that nightmare. I want to watch this for a bit. I don't. I'm not ready to take a loss just yet. Just the end of the stream. Wonder how they did. I'll have to look at that after. I wonder how Nutty does. I want to see how Nutty did. Like watching Nutty. He's entertaining. Don't know if you learn much trading, but it's entertainment. I've been there when he's lost like 10 grand in a day, or 15 grand in a day. Those are bad days. Anytime he throws his glasses, he's not having a good day. Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have cyclonic too. I don't know if Nutty has a strategy, does he? That's a good question. It's changed so much over the time that I've watched him. His chart setups changed a bunch. He's done a bunch of different things. So, and it's really weird too. Like he does really good off stream. Like he'll go off stream and the next day he'll come back and his chart's completely different. He's made tons of money and done all kinds of things. So I always wonder if there's somebody helping him off screen or what's going on for real, because it just doesn't ever add up. My chart, you see my chart, you see how I do it, you see what my wins or losses are, plain and simple. Like I don't come back on stream the next day and I made 10 grand overnight. You know what I mean? So I don't even know, to be honest with you. I don't even know what his strategy is or if there is a strategy. He used to have a completely different chart set up when I first started watching him, and the last couple of times I've watched him, I don't really know how he does it. Yeah, when I was looking at that 1 hour candle and it closed below, I just kind of thought it looked like we were going to drop pretty good to this next support level. And it may still do. It just, I didn't really want to go into some drawdown that much anyway. I mean, you're going to have drawdown. Trades have drawdown. That's just how it is. Yeah, Dizzy, I don't even know. And I'm not talking crap. I'm just saying I really don't even know. I don't even... The way he does things and the way he trades and stuff, I mean, the thing is with his chat, if you watch it for any length of time with his chat, his chat is so consuming. Like he's more worried about the chat than he is trading. For sure. Yeah, for sure. I'll tell you guys right now, I've never done a stream before until like last week, and it's a challenge. There's a lot to it. I don't want to ignore anybody in the chat. I don't want to miss any questions or anything, but at the same time, I don't want to take my eyes off of here and make a bad decision. So, okay, this drawdown pressure is a little bit relieved. That's good. That was just a little pullback there, and maybe we're still going to go that way. Let's see. At the end of the day, you can analyze. I've said this a bunch of times. You can analyze until there's no tomorrow, and you can still be wrong. A lot of times you're right. A lot of times you're wrong. This system, I feel like, helps you be right more than wrong. That's why I pimp it so hard. But yeah, Nutty stream. I've watched that so many times that like there's just so much focus on the actual chat and the duck races and all that garbage and giveaways and all that stuff. I mean, it's awesome to reward your subscribers and the people that are supporting you. That's great. I'm all for that too. But don't forget why you're there. Especially on the day I've seen him like pay so much attention to the chat and ask questions and talk about all kinds of random stuff, and he's lost like 5 grand. I'm like, I wouldn't even. I'd end the stream, or I'd be like, guys, we need to focus on the charts. We're getting off topic here. I got to get this 5 grand back. Plus, I don't know, man. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I would be really freaked out if I had 20 accounts and they were all in the negative. I would do some bad choices. That's kind of what happened to me the other day. I just felt like I was super behind and I had to make up ground, and I looked at the charts, studied them for a little bit. I should have studied more, but I just jumped in. Not a good idea. Feel better about this if it turns red on us. And we got good RSI right now, so if we get triple R's here on the 3 minute, 5 minute never kicked over. It just kind of retraced into that profit wave. 3 minute we almost hit the 200, but we're retracing back now. So we're at 9 negative RSI. If we hit 12, then we could sink some more. So this could have just been a little retracement. We just got to get NQ on board. Got to get NQ to do one of its funky drop the other way 80 tick candles. That would be awesome. Not to go against us, I mean for us. It's already done that. Yeah, we're about 9. Negative 8, negative 9. Let's see how this candle closes in 30 seconds and see if we can get a little drop here, guys. I'd love to end the stream here in about a half hour or so if I can. But it'd be nice to be profitable. I do a little bit of trading off stream, but I try to do a lot when we're on stream so we can see the strategy and see how simple market metrics help us. I haven't got any buy or sells on 3 minute chart today. Yeah, I haven't got any of those. That's... Oh, you know what? Huh. I need to set them up for the June contract. I didn't set them up for the June contract. I just noticed that. You want the alert to be on the actual contract you're trading. That's super important. Cross down, negative 12. Okay. Yeah, NQ can just move. That thing can just move each candle. Both up and down in each candle. Doesn't matter the overall direction. Each candle can just zing. Okay, so after this test, are we going to sink? We hit this resistance and then the 21, it sunk pretty good off of those. So our buyer's going to step in and move this price where we planned, where we're plotting here. RSI is dropping fast. Dropping fast. That's good for us. We're back to profit on the MES, so we can get some triple R action happening and have some buyers step in or some sellers step in and help us out. But RSI is dropping fast. It went from like 8 to 17 real quick in one candle. Gets up around 40, 50, 60 again, man. It should sink pretty good. I've seen RSI at like 40s and the candles have been a mile long. So there we go. Seconds till a new candle. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a red background here pretty quick, possibly a sell signal as well. Okay, there's another RSI 5 minute. There's our red background I was just saying. Would not be surprised in the next 5-6 minutes we get another red background, another red candle, and a sell signal. Would not be a bit surprised. Break this level, then we should just drop, I'm thinking, but let's watch this here. Cyclonic, are you selling this? Anybody selling NQ right now? RSI's dropping pretty good. Triple R's. See if we can get this thing to shoot our way. It's broke that lower level, so that's good. Wow, look at that. Sell signal I was just talking about. Selling only MES. Okay, good deal. Good deal. That NQ one was a little wild. I did jump into that pretty fast. I was looking just to double up. Yeah, you can tell I've stared at these charts a lot. I'm getting pretty familiar with what's coming soon. Profit on NQ after being down 200. Would have been great to sell it off the 21. Sell signal on the NQ too, guys. If that holds on the 15 seconds that holds, take that scalp. Get you a nice little scalp in there. I don't want to add any more size on this 50K account, or I would. And I'm already in about where the scalp would be anyway. I'm in a little bit better than that, but it's... Dang.
Order filled.
Dang. That scalp would have been super quick, people. Okay, those that have hung with us on this, that was a little gnarly through the drawdown, but we're in a good profit now. A couple scalps have went through. It's easier on my brain just to watch. I get you. Okay, we're heading. We're about halfway to the target here. Patience pays off. I can't say it enough. I mean, like I said, I didn't plan on that drawdown. I didn't really plan on this. That was a shocker for me too. But our overall planning, you can see that our overall planning kind of worked out. So I'll do all the plotting and planning in the world because it does help. It puts you in a good, that's why I trend trade. I leave the trend filters on. I want to, it's just worked well for me. Chop filter and the trend filter. I get less signals, right? I'm getting in a little bit later spot, but I'm with the trend, and I've seen that play out so much better in the long run for me that I'm just trained that way. I'm ingrained with that philosophy now. I'm never gonna. I've seen the power of the trend. I don't want to go against it, or I don't want to try to. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to try to anticipate it and be wrong, because that happens all the time. The market plays tricks on us. It'll spike against us and into us and make us think all kinds of things. They're wanting people to anticipate the market, so then they can turn it around and take your money. ES coming to the top of 5-minute opening range. On trade of 1500, the max profit on eval. No. I don't think they have a max profit on their evals. Around. Double check the website. I'm not super familiar with that. I never made it to pay out on that company, but I don't think so. I do know, like I told you guys before, on the growth account that I had, you have to have there's a buffer, and so when I got funded, there's a $3,600 buffer, and that's only if your consistency is in line. My consistency got all screwed up last week when I had that really bad day, and then the next day I had even a better day, so I lost like in a day and a half I lost almost $4,000, and then I made like $4,800 back, And that really screws up your consistency, especially in that short amount of time. So then they bumped up my consistency numbers. I had to make 7,600 to even get a payout. So yeah, I don't know. Check the website. The website's going to be the best option on that because I don't have it all memorized, and I don't want to tell you wrong. You know what I mean? And it may depend on the account too, because I know they have several options. They've got like a live to sim, and then a growth, and then a performance or an advanced or something like that. So my funded futures I think my funded futures does have a max amount you can take out and a minimum. I saw that too, but that's pretty standard. So okay, I'm seeing no supports where we are, so we're just retracing a little bit. We're just breathing, right? Trades are just breathing. Yeah, Loren, check the website. I'm not exactly sure. I can't answer that for you, to be honest. I don't want to tell you wrong, so check the website. If you can't find it in the website, look in the FAQs on the website. That should tell you that. Yeah, or if not, worst case scenario, if you really want to find out, email support and they'll tell you. Yeah, I'm not. I only done that. I've only done 2 accounts with Tradeify. So, and I never made it to pay out with those guys, so I don't even know, to be honest with you. I'm far more familiar with Take Profit Trader. I've done 8, 9, 10 accounts with those guys. Got funded on 2 of them. 1 or 2, can't remember. I got funded with Top Step, I got funded with Take Profit Trader, and I got funded with Tradeify. Those are the 3 I got funded with. Oh, and Apiary Fund, but they're not really a mainstream prop firm. Back then they were doing Forex, and they don't do Forex anymore. Now they do like options and stocks and stuff. So I don't really know if I haven't followed those guys for a while. Last time, it's kind of funny. Last time I had anything to do with Apiary Fund, somebody had hacked their Facebook, and they were spamming people. And it was like some Nigerian weird crypto deal. And I couldn't get anybody to do anything about it up there. I called up there, I left messages, I emailed them, I did everything I could, and no one would respond. Like they didn't even care. So that spammer just had account access to their Facebook for months. I mean, he was spamming thousands of people off their account, and he had hacked their actual apiary Facebook account. So when he was messaging people, they thought it showed the picture of the owner and the guy that does all the videos for him, the main trader there. So they thought it was him. So I wonder how many people he scammed. You know what I mean? I wonder how much money they actually made and scammed off people because they thought it was Apiary Fund. And I did. I sent several messages. I called. I messaged them on the Facebook, on a different Facebook page, saying, hey, your other Facebook page is compromised. You guys need to look at this. Change your password or whatever. Nobody even replied. And I know it was their main apiary one because it was the same login and everything that I'd had and the same information I'd had from when I took the class years earlier. That was a couple years ago when that happened. They got a lot of changes up there. I don't know what even going on or what's new now. I don't even know what they're doing anymore. I know I wouldn't do it again. It didn't help me. I learned more. Well, I learned a lot there, but this $99 toolkit's as good or better than anything I learned there. They didn't have anything like this. It was all just strategy. It was all just fundamentals. It was just module after module after module of do this, win this, do that, win that, and then strategies. Probably the best thing I learned out of that whole thing was alignment strategy, how powerful that is, and trend trading. Like I said, we got in a little bit late on this trend, but we followed the rules and we got in with the trend. So, and trend trading's worked well for me over the years. I've just seen the power of it, so I'm not going to go against it because it's worked well for me. We used to be one of those reversal traders, right? So we'd always try to find the ends and reverse back into MAs. And some days you can do really good with that, and then other days it just does not work at all. That's the thing that doesn't work about that kind of strategy is it's not really a strategy. It's just some days it works, some days it doesn't. how do you make a trading career off that? It has to be consistent. It has to be, you know what I mean? There's got to be technical and fundamental to it, or else it's just not going to work for you. It doesn't do anything. Yeah, that's the NQ I know right there. These giant candles. That thing, that was a great place to put your stake. I mean, this is just almost not even a swing. It's more of a scalp, just $100 real quick scalp. Went into $200 in drawdown, but once it started going our way, man, it was one candle. We nailed our take profit. So if we can finish this trade out, I think I'll end the stream today, and we'll be in profit. I started out today. I had a loss last night, so I was a couple $100 down on my eval, and I wanted to sleep on it and get a good start for today. So we're gonna end pretty good right now. I'm pretty happy with this account's gonna be, $300-400 a day type of deal. It's 50K, so we're not gonna get super aggressive. It's not gonna be like the 100K account where I was doing 800 plus a day. It's gonna be more like 400. But that's in line. That's a good number. So 50K account, $500 a day is a really good solid number for that much. Oh yeah, Loren, you can't do take profit doesn't service that area, huh? But Tradeify does. And what about like my funded futures? Or Top Step even? Does Top Step cover over there? Top Step's not a bad company. I just don't like activation fees. That's honestly my biggest. I mean, I see a lot of negative about them, but me personally, I just don't like activation fees. It sucked when I passed their eval. I paid $50. I passed their eval, and then I turned around and forked out $130, and then a day later, I was busted. You know what I mean? So I'm out $210 in a week and a half of my time, and it just sucked. It just left me with a sour taste, and I just don't like activation fees. Whereas Take Profit, or my funded futures, I nail these accounts. They have you sign some papers. They send you a certificate, and you're on live sim. And you do good with that through a couple levels, then they'll put you on live funded. And then you're 80% profit split at that point. That's when the fun begins. Then you start taking money every day, Take Profit Trader and my funded futures, you can get payouts 5 days a week. So I like that better off the bat. That's why between Corey sending me that code and that had to expire yesterday, that's why I jumped on it. But also I like the idea of getting a payout every day. I mean, even today I'd be profitable. We end up with a couple $100 profit. I can have that to my account this afternoon. That's great. I love that idea. It's pretty easy to do a couple $100 a day. I mean, that's easy to do. Even losses and everything, I can easily do that. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for with this account. I want to pass the eval and then just pull a couple $100 a day, get to my buffer, and pull a couple $100 a day. It'll be good. Add Apex, huh? Top Step doesn't cover that area. What about... So Tradeify is good. I like Tradeify. I just didn't like having to wait for payout, and that's kind of how I blew it because I felt pressure the last couple days of my funded, and my consistency was all over the place. And that's normally not me. I'm usually pretty consistent, so that was kind of a one-off for me, and it just happened to be during the funded phase, not the eval phase. Eval phase, I knocked out of the park. If I'd have traded my funded like I did the eval, I'd be getting like $3,000 on Friday. Which I could use that money, not gonna lie, that'd be nice. Yeah, that's true. You're right, Corey. My point was you didn't have to wait 10 days. You can get a payout any day of the week instead of waiting 10 days. And it has to be, I think there's a $250 minimum on your withdrawal too. You have to have 100 a day, but you have to have $250 minimum with your draw and a maximum of like $1,250 or something, right? Didn't you say you got 1,200 yesterday? Yeah, nice. So every 5 days, if you hit that $100 a day and you're at 1,200, you could take 1,200 out, right? That'd be great. Yeah, you're right. You can't do it every day. I'm thinking take profit trader. I'm thinking I take profit trader on the brain when I was saying that sentence there. So he's right. My funded futures, you can get a payout Monday through Friday, so you don't have to wait the 10 days, which I was kind of mixing the two together. But the take profit trader, you can take a payout every day. But yeah, I just wait once a week and then get a chunk of change there too. Maybe it'd be good. I kind of like the idea of having both. You know, if you traded both and had similar performance on both, and then jump over to one and take $100, $200, and the other one every week get a $800 check or something, $500 check, and then just bank them together. Boom. Get your LLC set up, and get your taxes set up. Boom. Yeah, he's right. I was mixing two things together right there. Sorry, guys. Take profit trader is I'm so familiar with them. I've done way more accounts with those guys, so I just get focused on. I was just thinking about those guys more than I was my funded futures. I want to say I passed at my funded futures when I first did one like 2 years ago, but I think I blew it like the first day. I wasn't using this system. I was doing a completely different system back then. I had my own system. What? Nice. Nice. Anybody else on the stream, while I'm thinking about this, anybody else that can hear me and that's on the stream right now, who has got to a funded level and who has actually got a payout? If you don't mind sharing. I'm just curious. I think I would guess that the vast majority of people have not. I would guess that most people are struggling with getting to that level, or they get to funded and they go bonkers and they blow it the first day. I would guess that's the majority of people, but if you don't mind sharing, tell us in the chat. Tell us what company you did. Give us an idea. Another thing, if you don't mind sharing, tell us how many evals you've done. I don't have any problem telling you how many I've done. I've probably done 15 altogether between all the companies I've done. Apex, Apiary. And this is like from 2019 till now. I looked at my Apiary account the other day and I passed that off in like the early part of 2019. And it was $5,000. Looking back, I can't believe I did that. I thought, this is my golden ticket. This is going to train me. This is going to give me the knowledge I needed so I didn't lose all that $50,000 that I did 5 years ago. So I can get all that back and I can just, I'll trade and, I'm going to have this magic key that they give me and that this is going to be the big missing piece I've never had and yada, yada, yada. And then I came out of the modules. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I could have got all that stuff free on YouTube. Just my opinion. I'm right. I have the right to it. I paid them. They got my money, so they also got my bad review because I did not feel like, I felt like it was very sales oriented and not training oriented. I had this lady, Barbara, she kept calling me over and over again, wanting me to sign up for more classes. I'm like, no, I already gave you guys $5,000. I'm not giving you 10 more cents. In fact, you can give me that $5,000 back because I didn't learn anything. Nothing I couldn't learn for free. But yeah, I'd be interested to see how many people on the stream that follow me and that are on our stream consistently, if they wouldn't mind sharing how many, if they've ever got funded and how many evals they've done. Because I would guess just from what I know right now, I would guess most people have just done eval after eval but not made it to funded. And here we are again at our entry. Man. Now we've got a resistance order block, obviously, where that bounced off of. Should have took profit 10 minutes ago. What I needed to set the alert on was the buy and sell signals, not the RSI on 3 minute. Some days are just like this, guys. You do all the plotting and planning in the world, you go into profit, and it goes right back to where you started. And then other days it just rockets to your take profit, and you're like, God, that was easy. That went quick. It is stressful, Brett. Not going to lie. I'm right there with you. Like I said earlier in the stream, I quit drinking at the wrong time. I quit drinking in 2020, and maybe I shouldn't have. I'm joking, of course, but it can be stressful. Yeah, it can be super stressful. See if we get a bounce off this 21. I was going to take profit at $10, but let's wait for a sec. See what the market metrics are saying. See what the price action's doing here. Got about 20 seconds in the 15 seconds in the 3 minute candle. Ideally, this order block can disappear and not push price that way. That'd be great. Just let it hit our take profit that we laid out. Okay, well, we didn't break the 21, so that's good. I was really hoping we'd hit this take profit sooner, but it's been a long trade. Long day, long trade. We are profitable overall. Let's take a look at our stats here. 649 and 596. That's factoring in this big 421 gold monster I took last night. 84% wins today. Just one big monster tailing us down. Stat-wise, we're looking really pretty good other than this big gold beast trade that I had last night. It went fast, too. It was none of this 2-hour, 3-hour garbage. It was like 15 minutes, and I was in major loss. So, it is what it is. Okay, guys, what we're going to do, I got to get rolling here in just a minute, so let's watch this trade here for a minute. We're getting pretty late in the trading day, so the volume's kind of going low on us here. Yep. I love to see spike downs like this. That was a pretty good spike down. I may try some 3-minute signals without that MA filter. I've been thinking about that. I don't know. I've always done it like this and had good luck, and I'd hate to change. Anytime I change my strategy up, then I feel like I'm all out of sorts. You know what I mean? And some days you don't have a good trading day. That's just how it is. It doesn't matter what system you're using. It's not a. There's some days you just don't do much. Some days you do really good, and some days you just suck. Everything. The whole goal of using a system like this is to try and even out the consistency, so you have more good days than bad. That's so weird. I've never seen this little black line it's getting right here. Does anybody else see that? Really weird. Okay, I just blocked out here. Internet just blocked out for a sec. I'm going to end the stream here in just a bit, guys. Before I do, I want to thank you all for the support and who has stayed with us today. We had a pretty good sell down today, had a good buy earlier today. One loss right here, and we're in profit on this one. So I started out about $400 down, and I'll be break even today. So I consider that a win. I wanted to be higher. I think we always do, but at least I'm not 400 down like I was when I first started this morning. So the market metrics worked for us. They helped us out. I do a lot of plotting and planning throughout the stream. I want to thank everybody for their support, and anybody who needs the metrics, my link is in the notes of the video. I encourage you to watch some of the other videos I have too. There's a lot of questions that I get that you probably can get answered in some of those other videos. Even though it'll take some time to dive through the videos, it'll be worth your time because you'll get some serious good knowledge there and actual live scenarios too. A lot of these live streams I get live scenarios, and you can see how things play out and how we set them up, how we set up trades, and how we play them out in live scenarios, right? So I kind of give you the breakdown of where my mindset is and what I'm seeing and how I do things. I start out with the 1 hour chart. I look at the 5 minute and the 3 minute. That's why I've got these things piggybacked here. When they usually start saying the same thing and following trend strategy, then we're in alignment. We usually get good results. So that's what I'm all about. I really try to I'd rather do less trades and more profit, and that's kind of how I roll. So if you need the toolkit, it's $99 one time. It is a great toolkit. I really highly recommend it. Everything I've added is just an addition to it. I use it a little bit differently than Justin's channel, my Future Success channel. They do a lot of 1 minute trading over there. I've kind of found a little bit better success in the 3 minute and the 5 minute. So like I said, if you need the toolkit or if you know somebody that does, the biggest thank you I could get would be a referral from you to have somebody buy the toolkit. Also, my email is in the about part of the channel, so if you need to email me and have any questions, I've got a couple dozen people that email me pretty frequently now, which I appreciate. I'm glad to connect with you that way as well, answer any questions for you. And again, the toolkit's $99. It's a one-time fee, and if you have anybody that needs it, send it my way. That's the best thank you I could get from any of my customers or anybody that follows me. So this is fun. I really do enjoy this. I really do enjoy trading. I really do enjoy the live stream. It is a lot of work, but I try to help you guys. I try to do the best I can with what the market's given us for that day. I try to be a real person behind the mic here. I don't have a Lambo outside. Definitely not Patrick Weiland or any of those big YouTubers. I'm really more focused on good content on this channel. So in the coming months, I think it's going to be exciting. I have ran some Google ads, and it is working very well. I'm getting a lot of traction. There is a lot of I've invested in some software that does a little bit better content as far as like the thumbnails and as far as titles and things. So I'm just trying to attract a little bit bigger audience, trying to sell. I want to be a #1 affiliate for Simple Market Metrics. That's my #1 goal. Number 2 goal, my #1 goal is to be a profitable trader. My number 2 goal is to be the #1 affiliate for Simple Market Metrics. And I'm just having a good time. This is really fun. I really enjoy our connection. Dean, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. I know it's a long live stream to listen to somebody yammer on for 3 hours, but hopefully you were profitable today. Hopefully you'll be able to make some profit. We certainly did. I pulled myself out of the hole and then some. And always fun to start. I swear, every eval I have or every funded account I have, the first trade I always lose. I always start out in the hole. And it's just because I get aggressive and get excited. So I have to dig myself out a little bit. But, yeah, this has been fun, guys. I really appreciate you guys' support. I'm going to end the stream now. We are in profit. You can secure profits now. You can take them if you'd like. I'm going to watch this for a little bit more while I edit some videos. And but I'm not going to let this go behind too much because I want to take this profit and be done for the day. If I take this trade, we'll be up. Well, this session will be up like $400. Overall, we'll just be up like $50 because I had a loss from last night. So, I did get another signal right there. You could take that signal. That signal's gonna. Yeah, we just got that signal. If that order block disappears, we may just take profit here, guys, right as I'm speaking and getting ready to end the video here. Of course, it is getting close to noon, so a lot of traders are probably just dumping orders to get lunch done and get their afternoon done before power hour. So good stream though, good session. Like I said, we are profitable for the stream. If you followed along and you weren't in the hole, you should be profitable today, following the strategy, following even all said and done. And yeah, I appreciate everybody that's here and I appreciate the support. So I'm going to end the stream at that. We will catch you on the next video. All my information is in the channel.